Earmuffs, Michael. You say this in front of my TV, husband? How dare?
The cast of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is here, dishing on the challenges and rewards of the show's final season. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Makon Zofu, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. 10 minutes are on the clock, so let's get to it with the first 5. Starting with the show-stopping looks, moments, and reveals at the 2023 Met Gala. Late designer Karl Lagerfeld was this year's inspiration for the annual fundraiser. And while some celebs stayed home, others hit the carpet and hit the mark. There were strings of pearls, ornate suits and collars, ethereal ruffles and feathers, as well as black and white timeless classics, while some stars opted to go bold. An uninvited cockroach made headlines as Doja Cat and Jared Leto embraced their inner felines. Receiving lots of attention on and off the carpet, the queen of the Met, Rihanna, accessorized her look with her baby bump. And surprise, Serena Williams and Karlie Kloss had their own news to reveal. Once inside, Lizzo took to the stage. It's about damn time. While exes Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson was spotted catching up after stepping out together at last year's event. Kim's date this year was her daughter, North, who only accompanied her to the gala via car, as the rule since 2018 states that no one under 18 can attend. And while North didn't break any rules, Lil Nas X sure did. The rapper snapped selfies with his fellow stars throughout the night, a notorious Met Gala no-no. Moving on to a People exclusive with Allison Holker Boss.
We feel this much pain because we feel so much love.
In her first interview since her husband Stephen Twitch Boss died by suicide in December, Allison is opening up about how she's coping.
For years I've been saying that my purpose here on this earth was to fill the world with love and joy. And if I'm honest, when this happened, I started being really confused with what my new purpose was gonna be. I'm still going to grieve and I'm still going to hurt some days and some moments, and that's okay, but love and joy is still the purpose that I was given here to spread.
Losing the backbone of their family created a new dynamic between Allison and their 3 children, but her husband's presence is still strongly felt.
Stephen was an incredible father, an incredible husband, and we shared in something so special. Like, our love was so real and it was so loud and beautiful. I tell people, like, at our house, it was like it was a choreographed dance. Our home still feels like that safe place because I know he is still with us and here protecting us.
And Ed Sheeran is getting vulnerable about his wife, Sherry Seaborn.
In his new Disney Plus docuseries, the musician is shown breaking down about Cherry's 2022 cancer diagnosis.
Cherry's health. It was really bad.
He and his wife also have a heart-to-heart about why she decided to appear on the show.
Cherry was pregnant when she was diagnosed and says it made her reflect on her mortality, including how people would remember her if she died.
As for Ed, he coped the best way he knew how.
Every time something massive happens, I tend to write a song about it.
The series premiered this week amid a copyright lawsuit in which Ed is being sued for allegedly ripping off Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On for his own song, Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking out loud.
A frustrated Ed called the accusations insulting and said that if the court finds the 2 songs to be too similar, he'll quit music.
Next up, a story you've been following closely on People.com. Amid the excitement of preparing for her first child,
this has been almost a 10-year journey for us.
Maria Menounos faced a heartbreaking diagnosis.
Maria reveals to People that she was diagnosed with stage 2 pancreatic cancer in January.
It was caught early and Maria was given a good prognosis. In February, she underwent surgery to remove the tumor along with part of her pancreas, her spleen, a large fibroid, and 17 lymph nodes. But this isn't her first health scare. In November, it was revealed that she had type 1 diabetes. And back in 2017, she was treated for a benign brain tumor.
She says her reaction was, how in the freaking world could I have a brain tumor and pancreatic cancer? All she could think about was her baby girl on the way.
The first baby gift I have bought for my daughter.
Maria says this journey makes her appreciate having her daughter in her life so much more. She says she just feels so grateful and so lucky.
This week's People cover star is a Hollywood legend.
I didn't think I'd be alive at almost 86 years old. I mean, I just need to pinch myself all the time that I'm so blessed.
Jane Fonda is busier than ever with her book club sequel out next week.
The only question is how will we mess this all up?
I can't wait to find out. Me and Candy and Mary Steenburgen and Diane Keaton, we get along really well. And it was really, you know, a dream come true.
But the two-time Oscar winner didn't even want to be an actor when starting out.
I got fired as a secretary because I wouldn't sleep with my boss. That's true. I didn't know what else I could do, and I became friends with Susan Strasberg, the daughter of the famous acting coach Lee Strasberg. He told me I had talent. Nobody had ever said that to me, so it was that kind of did it.
Another thing Jane's good at, getting the conversation started on important issues like the climate crisis.
I hope that we can all be brave enough to do what it takes to turn it around before catastrophe.
Now, let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined by Rachel Brosnahan, Michael Zegan, Kevin Pollak, Caroline Aaron, Maren Hinkle, Tony Shalhoub, and Reed Scott, who star in the final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's out right now on Amazon Prime.
Not one person who's ever accomplished anything of worth in life has ever been happy.
I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you'll give me 1 answer. Question number 2, you'll give me 2 answers, and so on and so forth. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are all so excited, but also really sad to see Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And can you name 1 priority you had for your character as the series is ending to do the story justice and also to give fans satisfaction?
Well, I, of course, wanted to see Midge get out of her own way and rise to the top of what she's been dreaming of for all these seasons.
You know, something I've said since the beginning was that I just wanted Joel to be happy and to find his purpose, and I think that happens.
The family is intact, and Shirley remains Shirley.
I did hope that I could maybe get to have a moment of support of my daughter's comedy, and so I won't answer whether or not that happened, but I'll just say that I longed for it. There we go.
Amy and Dan, the creators of the show and the showrunners, from the beginning, year after year, season after season, almost episode after episode, are constantly surprising, expanding universe. So I just wanted that to continue. And as always, lower your expectations and you'll be thrilled with season 5.
Rachel, one thing that's safe for us to say, I think, is that you have a lot more scenes with your real-life husband, Jason Ralph. What is one thing you learned about him or your relationship from working together this season?
Earmuffs, Michael. You say this in front of my TV husband? How dare? Yeah, well, I can't give too much away, but we did get to work together, and it was our first time sharing the screen together in almost 10 years since we met. And so that was pretty special. Jason had one of my favorite moments this year. I think the first scene that we had together, we shot the scene a couple times, and he kind of turned to me and he went, "You're funny." And I was like, I don't know whether to be grateful or insulted.
Now that you all know how the season ends, I'm curious to know, in your opinion, what 2 characters would you love to play, not including your own?
Tony.
Oh my God, Tony Shalhoub and Alex Borstein.
The character of Susie.
Susie.
Midge.
I would want to play Rose because she is such, especially as Maren portrays her, she's such a unique, kind of almost slightly alien type being.
The show's period wardrobe and set design has really become iconic with fans. Name 3 props or mementos that you thought about or you did take home with you on the final day.
I was able to get a few suits and ties and some jackets.
I took a couple little things. I think there's some Gordon Ford paraphernalia that I took, like a TV guide that has my face on it, and some photoshopped photos of me with some 1950s celebrities and dignitaries.
I was eyeballing those ashtrays in our
Did you
living
get them?
room, and I got
Good. I will tell you that I went to Tony's apartment in New York, and our chairs are there.
He told me
I went, wait a minute. Those are Shirley and Moishe's chairs. They look beautiful in his apartment. I went, I'm coming to get them this afternoon.
Now, I know you can't give too much away, but can you name 4 scenes or storylines or even lines of dialogue this season that challenged you the most?
All of them.
yeah.
I mean, this is, you know, we do crazy fast dialogue. As fast as we say these lines, it can always be faster, according to Amy.
One of Midge's sets in particular, without giving too much away, was probably one of the most challenging that we've ever done, and I had about 48 hours to learn it. Well, I can't say now, I'll tell you later.
I have a scene where I'm a little different than what I am, and the challenge of that kind of new character, like putting on like that new idea of who she was, I felt like I needed to stop the clock and go like, I need about 5 hours here.
This is one where Abe gets to do a deep dive with Ethan, and so you know, that was interesting because it was wearing a hat that my character hadn't previously had a chance to wear.
And finally, can you give us 5 words to describe the 5th and final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Inspirational.
Transformative.
Important.
Surprising.
Marvelous.
It's showtime!
I'm gonna get this.
Thank you all for joining me today. Now, everyone, be sure to check out the final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It is out now on Amazon Prime. All right, time's up. See you back here next Thursday.